Just lately, we've had a lot of requests for retro type boards, twin fins, single fins. As a matter of fact, in the last couple of weeks, we've probably done at least 4 of them. It's a pretty tedious job when you get a board that's come from the 70s and you haven't got an old template to copy off. So you have to sort of start from scratch, and first of all, you have to pick the right blank. So with a board like this, we might take some measurements first off. But we'll also take the rocker, and we use some sort of aluminium flat edges, and that can give us a guide as to what amount of rocker we need to recreate. And we write all these things down, take a lot of notes actually, but so for instance, X amount of inches there, tail rocker. Because it's a board from the old days, this board's fairly flat, but then it also has a lot of V in it in the bottom, especially at the tail. It's got almost an inch of V from tip to tip there, flat up through there, and then light V through here. So we select a blank, and whereas we might normally shape the board right from the front of the blank, when I was shaping this one, I had to bring it right back off the nose to get the fullness of this nose into this blank, and then also to get the right rocker. So I took all those measurements and then worked out where I could cut this one off, which was about 6 inches back from there, and it's only 5'8", so I had to cut it from there to there. So we plane up the blank once I've cut those bits off and get it nice and flat and clean. Clean up the top. We also have to sort of take into consideration the thickness. So with the trusty old calipers, measured the thickness of that board and planed up the blank to suit to get it to the same thickness. So that's got me to a good starting point. The next thing is to be really accurate with the template, and the template is the perimeter of the board. We tend to take measurements every 3 inches from the tail and every 3 inches from the nose up to about the first foot, and then every 6 inches. So those measurements are super duper critical to get the board accurate. Once we've sort of got all those measurements, then it's a matter of plotting in dots onto your blank, and that's what I've completed here. And I haven't cut the swallowtail yet. You'll leave that to last, or otherwise you're just as likely to break your tips off. But we've got a pretty much perfect replica of the outline of this board here. And when I was measuring it, it actually was a little bit inaccurate in parts, and as you can see, it's had a lot of damage, and it's as heavy as lead. The other thing that's really important is the position of the fins, the distance perpendicular to the tail, and the width apart, and also you have to measure the angle into the nose. You can't just put the fin on straight, they have to be tapered in. So all these little things are really critical if you want to make a really good replica board. And I've been working on this one today, and I'll probably finish it off in the next hour, but the bottom shape's completely done, and I've just been turning the rails. So even with doing the rails, we mark in with a pencil on the bottom of this how much turn and roll there is on that. So this was almost an inch in from the rail, and it probably rolled in about an inch that way. So those things you can mark in with your pencil on your blank, and then create that shape. And of course foam, it always amazes me just how good it is to shape. It's with sandpaper, with blocks, you can sort of create what you want. So this one's not too far off, and as I said, we've done heaps of retro boards lately, and Phil's matching the old colours and stripes and things like that, and it's a fun thing for a lot of people.